Hello everybody, it's Claire back. I have got an unboxing to do. I had a parcel come today. Ta-da! And it's from Marlene and it's her new release. So I thought I would get all these things out for you to see. So this is the white craft sheet. And I think I might have to start using this. I might just pop it on my desk. It's lovely. Very nice. Now, I know Marlene uses it and kind of cuts it up and sticks it to pieces of board. I might just use it as that's probably very noisy, sorry. I might just use it as a mat on my glass mat, but we'll see. So there's that. Right, it's very exciting. Some stencils. We've got this one, a mask, hexagon style. You know I love stencils. Starry Night. Ooh. Curious Castle. That's pretty cool. Like that one. So I guess with that one you could create your background as your picture and then pop your focal points on top. And this one, oh my gosh, I am having a bit of a love affair with mandalas at the minute. I love this one, can't wait to have a play with that. This art journal is amazing. I love this. It's got really lovely quality paper in it. What GSM is it? Let's have a look. It just says it's smooth mixed media paper. It's a lovely quality though, it's ever so nice. It's like slightly bigger than A4, I think. It says it's A4 size. It feels bigger, but I love that. I love the design on it as well. It's that lovely journal. I'm going to move the box out of the way now. Some stamps. We've got lovely textures. These I can see I'll be using a lot. I love a good texture stamp. Those are so cool. This little tree house is quite funky, isn't it? With all the little birds and clouds and things. That's called a bird mansion. Oh, I like these suns. This one is called Sunshine Baby. Those are really cool. I've got a couple of quotes on that one as well, which is always nice. I love these little birds that are in the sky too. And then this one is Sweet Dreams. So I can see those kind of working with this. I can see these three kind of playing quite nicely together. The little mouse in the balloon. Oh, that's so cute. And the moon that's gone to sleep. So you could use all of those together. Pretty cool. So stamps. These, oh my gosh, can't wait to get my hands on these and have a play. These are like mandala inspired elements. This one's called Ornament Trio. And you know, if you're not sure about what colours to use, you've got like a starting point of colours that you could use on there. This one is called Mandala Crush. Perfect starting point for a mandala, which you can extend out. These fabulous quotes, which are, it says that, how many did Marlene say? 54 designs, 108 items, and oh yeah, I can feel that's quite sturdy. Yeah, funny that I've picked that one out. I'm going to use that on my first page. Yeah, you can see they are quite sturdy. Let me put that where I can see it. I need to use that. And then this mixed media art journaling collage block, cut and paste block. So this is for all you fussy cutting fanatics out there. There's lots of fussy cutting in here, and of course you've got an immediate background you can use there and add your own elements to. There's images in here that you can use and extend, but this isn't die cut and they're not kind of pop the elements out. So this is going to be lots of fun to have a play with. So over the next few days I will drop lots of videos on my channel sharing pages, and I'll probably create in the journal if I'm honest, because I think it'd be fun to have a play in that. Yeah, and I'll just see what sort of things I can come up with. So thank you so much, Marlene, for sending me these things to play with. It's like Christmas Day, very exciting. I'm going to be working in the new art journal that she's released, which is A4 size. It's got this smooth mixed media paper. It's really lovely. So I am going to take that off there. Isn't it pretty? I'm going to work on this page, and I have grabbed an image out of the cut and paste block. There's loads and loads of bits and bobs in here. I'm going to use this Frida image, and I want to pop some colours on my background first. I'm going to do that, use some of the stencils, and I'm going to work on here with no gesso. I'm just going to kind of go straight in, or not. Quite funny. These paints have been sitting in the sun, so I probably need to find a new home for these. So I'm just going to pop a few areas of colour. Okay, so that was Kissy, and then I'm going to use, I'm going to use my favourite colours. I'm going to use some hot curry. I'm just going to pull these colours onto this paper. Is lovely. There we go. And then we need like some yellow. This is cheesy. I have to get me some more Art By Marlene paints, I think. I'm just kind of spreading it out as much as I can. I'm going to give this lot a dry, because then I want to go with some purple, maybe a bit of turquoise. It helps if you plug that in, really. It makes all the difference. I might use Royal. I've still got a little bit of water in my brush, so that's just helping that to kind of spread out a little bit more. Yeah, that's nearly empty. Definitely got colours that I always use, got favourites. Let's just pop a bit of that up there. Then I think turquoise will be my last colour there. And then I want a sort of turquoisey colour, so maybe let's go with Mermaid. Now, I know that Mermaid will work okay with Royal, so I'm not going to worry about drying that. This is a colour palette that surprisingly I never thought I would really like, but I do. These kind of mix of warms and cools. Really pretty. Okay. So let me give that a quick dry. Then I'm going to use one of the new stencils, or maybe two of the new stencils. And I'm going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. As you know, it's not really my jam. But we'll go with it. Right. So, probably not that one. Maybe we'll go with this one, which is called Hexagon Style. It's almost got like a little border on here as well. I wonder if we could use that round the edge of the page. That might be fun. So I'll do some other stenciling first, I think, and then I'll use that. So I'm going to go in with a bit more kissy, and I'm going to pull some stenciling over some of these other colours. I'm just going to let it kind of blend across. Oh, I like that. That is nice. I think I have supplies that are definitely my favourites, and stencils are right up there. I mean, if you take away paint, because obviously paint is one of those supplies that, you know, you can't really do without when you're doing this kind of art. Stencils are my top supply. I have quite a collection of stencils. Do love them. So you can see here I'm just connecting this stenciling to areas where there are lighter colours and where I can pull it off into the pink, so it kind of helps it to connect and makes sense. So I'm liking that. So that's hexagon style, that stencil. And then I might just come in with Starry Night. Let's use some cheesy. See if we can bring some cheesy onto some of the darker colours. I'm just wetting my sponge a little bit. Oh yes, that's going to work, isn't it? I might need to put a bit more paint out, I guess. Yeah, I like that. The thing is, when I get this collage image on here, a lot of this is going to disappear anyway, so, but I think making backgrounds is fun. And if you spend time getting your background so you're happy with it, then I think you'll probably be happier when you get to a point where you think you're finished, because it'll come together. I know there is a little bit of like, lots of people have different opinions about backgrounds. Like if it's a background, you shouldn't be falling in love with it because it's a background. Well, I don't kind of agree with that. I think, yeah, it is just a background, but does it matter if you really love it? I don't think it does. Okay, I'm going to use Police. And yes, there are lots of ways that you can rescue backgrounds that you don't like and, you know, make them into things that you do. But I think if you've created a background you like, you're more likely to be able to work with it when it comes to putting things on there. Right, so I'm just going to try and find the edge of the page. I'm going to see if I can stencil this round two sides, like a bit of a border, like that. Yep, that should work. I like that. I'll have to put it down here as well. So I think with little details like this on stencils, be super careful you've not got too much paint on your sponge. Oh, did you see it move? That's all right, it doesn't matter. And then that way it's a little bit easier to get a nice sharp stenciled image. Yes, I quite like that. I think I am going to go all the way around because some of it will disappear when my images go on there anyway. I'm not going to bother at the bottom because the image I'm going to use is going to cover up a lot of that space. Okay, so let me cut this out. So I'm going to use this sort of Frida style lady, and I'm going to grab some of the art supplies that were in the Paper Elements book from one of the previous releases and use those. I want to have some scissors and balance them up against her or something like that. And lots of comments about the size of scissors that I use for cutting out. I literally generally just grab whatever's closest. And I think big scissors are just as workable as small ones. I hate fussy cutting, as you know, so, you know, not really. The faster I can get it done, really, the better. And I'm not always particularly bothered about being super accurate. So look away if that bothers you. So I'm going to save these little flowers. I might use some of those, and if not, what I'll do is I'll tuck them away inside the book to use maybe on another page, because I don't really want to waste any of these lovely pieces. This is a really nice weight of paper. I have a feeling this is going to stick down really nicely. Right. Okay. So she is going to go on here. And what I'm going to do, because my background has ended up being quite dark, is I am going to add some white, like a little white halo around her. And I feel I'm going to need some more interest around here, because if you look, that is a bit boring. So let me grab another stencil. I might use maybe one of the Christmas. Where is my favourite circle one? Oh, that's a nice one as well. I like that one. Let's use this one. And let's go with, let's go with a bit of turquoise. Mermaid. Again, I'm just going to dampen my sponge. Okay, so I'm just going to stencil some of these on. And I am breaking my rule of 3, and I'm just popping some on now to get some kind of more interest. I'm going to use all that up. I think I am quite tempted to go in with, oh, what about a pale blue? That might be quite nice. Maybe instead of white, we could try a pale blue halo. Let's see if this will work. So she's kind of going to go here. And what I'm going to do is just pounce some of that off my sponge. And I'm just going to roughly, yeah, that will work. Let's kind of come round here. So I can come in with some stamps as well. I'm going to use some of those lovely new texture stamps and add some stamping to my page. This is just going to help pull her forwards a little bit. Let's just stamp that out a bit. So I want her to stand out. My background's ended up quite dark, and that's okay. I'm happy with that. That's totally all right. I'm just kind of roughly okay. So let's get her stuck down. She's going to go there like that. And what I'm tempted to have a go at doing here is grabbing a baby wipe. It is very warm in my studio today, so I'm not sure whether this will work, but I'm going to try and just see if I can lift some of these. No, too slow. Far too slow. It's dried, not to worry, so that's a no. Yeah, I thought so. It's quite warm in my studio today, and literally because I've put that paint on quite thin, it's dried super quick. Right, let's get the Art by Marlene Gel Medium. I'm just going to pop a bit of this down here. I'm just kind of lifting the excess off there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So now I could do with a really small stencil. Maybe that one will work. Let's have a look. Oh, I like that. That's a mix of Kissy and Mermaid. Mermaid? Heaven. Let's get a bit more Kissy. A little bit there. Ooh, let's go with a bit of police as well. We've got some left, why not? I'm just going to add a few more of these lovely numbers. She looks quite dreamy, doesn't she? Okay. Let's put that back on there. Okie dokes. So I'm not going to have space for any of these flowers, so I think what I want to do is save those for another time. So I'll just slot those in there. I'm going to put So I think what would be really nice to do is to use one of the texture stamps. Oh, there's another scripty one. Woohoo! Yippee. I love a good texty stamp. I might use this one with white actually. So this is called Lovely Textures. I'm just going to use this in my fingers. I'm not going to. This is a unicorn pigment ink in white. One of my lovely friends gave to me. I have been searching for a decent white ink And here it is. Oh, I do like that. That is so nice. And you were right. You clever girl. Right. Oh, I love that. That is nice. That's kind of given that a... lightened it. I am just going to wipe that off because it's quite an inky pad because it's new. It's got quite a lot of juiciness. Right, which other texture shall we have a play with? How about, we've got to do the dots, haven't we? I mean, who am I if I don't use dots on my page? I genuinely don't know. Let's go in with some dots. Dots. Love those. That might do for that actually. Let's put those back over there. That way. So I did, here we go. That's the quote that I want. And then I also want to use in this pad that came out last time, there are some really big art supplies on one of the pages. I think, here we go. I just want to be alone. What I actually need is I need some paints. And I think I've used all the little paint. It's a pencil. Maybe that pencil. Scissors. Glue. Pencil. Put the pencil in the other hand. Cool. Right, let's stick these down. And what I'm going to have to do, because my background is quite dark, is I'm going to have to go in and outline some of these things a little bit, I think, just to help them to stand out. Let's just tuck that through there like that. Okay. I really must invest in some more Stubilo all pencils. They are getting so small, it's not true. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just add a little bit of shadow around part of these, just to help pull them forwards a little bit, and you'll see this will make all the difference from being in the background to being in the foreground. A little bit more. There we go. Right, and then I think to finish off, I'm going to have to go in with some big dots. Oops. there we go. There's my first journal page using Marlene's new release. Right, so come back again tomorrow and you'll see some more inspiration using Marlene's new release. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.